the type of interview you are attending, then if you are ignorant of the type of interview you are going, then you create problem. But if you know exactly the type of interview you are attending, you do your research very well. And mostly what I teach when it comes to communication or public speaking is the first one is you need to study. You need to study whatever you have to know about that particular interview. If you are going for a nursing training interview, you want to be sure that you would have read a little bit about nursing, you would have read a little bit about the role of a nurse, you would have read a little bit about the job of a nurse. Yes, because they'll definitely ask you, why are you choosing nursing? Why are you choosing to be a teacher? And you have to tell them stories. You don't give straightforward answers. You have to tell them a story. And you should always speak for your interviewers to actually want more. You don't, and in this case, I'm not saying you should speak so much, but you should not give straightforward answers as if you are answering multiple choice questions and they say, Kofi is a boy, true or false, then you say false. No. That's not what you're talking about. You need to give answers that tell stories. Okay. And two, you need to be able to practice. You need to be able to practice what you are going to do. So if you are supposed to practice how to sit in an interview room, you must practice it. If you must practice how your dress will look like that day, you must practice it in front of a mirror. You must do that. You must do that for a friend to see. If you are supposed to practice how you would respond to certain questions, you must do that over and over again. Public speaking or communication is not a one-day affair. You must always practice. You must always be ready to practice. And so the word is practice, practice, practice. And the other thing I want to talk about is you need to be able to adapt. Okay? You need to be able to adapt. You go to the interview room and then all you see or all you hear is one of the interviewers throwing a question that you were not even expecting. You enter the interview and the person asks you, why are you here? Then it puts you off. So you should be able to adapt. You should be able to quickly adjust yourself and reorganize yourself. Because if you are carried away with that troublesome interviewer, then you are finished. The very last one I'll talk about is you must know who you are going to meet in the room. You must know that I am going for a teacher training interview, and for that matter, it is likely I'm going to meet teachers. It is likely I'm going to meet people who are already in the field. So they're going to ask you current affairs questions. They're going to ask you questions that to really tease your mind if you are really into the teaching fraternity. So these are some of the things that you need to look out for. Freeman, as I have said, we will not be able to finish this today. So we will name this one interview 101. Then we'll find time again and do interview 102, 103, 104, 105, and 107. And by that time, we would have gotten the opportunity to ask more questions, and then we'll have the time to explain more and more. Thank you very much for doing the listening. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, our speaker for tonight. Our speaker for tonight is a very busy man. He wants to run away. But I will take your questions. And if you have any questions, you can ask. If I have the answer,
we can take 2 questions. We can take 2 questions. Yeah.
Okay. He said he will take few questions. So if you are here with a question, please go ahead and then ask. If you have a question, go ahead. Anyone with a question?
Okay, Freeman. So if there are no questions today, I'm sure when we delve into the topics in our next session, we would have a lot more practical sections and all that. So don't worry if there are no questions now.
All right.
Until then, yes, we'll find time again for interview 102. I thank you
Oh,
very much for your attention.
all right. Thank you, our speaker for
Thank
tonight.
you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uno melo. Ako kuno. Ako kumakawa ngayon na.
Akano.
Ano to? Mo kuno. Siya. Ako rin.
Levi to mono man. Awe kui. Ko ba ko. Ena ko ko mo.
Ay ma friend. Ano mo ko.
Na ko. Uno makono.
Hello. Tyram, you have a question? Focus.
Please no.
You have a question for us?
No.
Who is having a question? If you have any question, we will take it. And then in our next meeting, we will try to answer. So who is having any question regarding the few we have listened to? Any question from anyone? So a quick recap of what the speaker said. He talks about branding, your dressing, the grooming. When you are going for interview, you need to groom yourself. Is what the speaker is saying, the grooming. You need to groom yourself. There is a saying that dress how you want to be addressed. I think is it last week Monday or so, or this Monday. I was just going to work and then I decided to dress properly. I decided to put on a bow tie. Oh, Charlie, as I was on the street, come and see, there is one big man who stopped his car and was looking at me. He greeted me. He was greeting me. I was like, wow. He was just so carried away by my dressing, not any over pompous dressing, just a plain dress. I iron neatly, I tuck in, I wear black shoe, and I put on what a bow tie. Then the man was so happy seeing me like that. The next day I met him again. The next day that one our path crossed. Then he greeted me again and he called me gentleman. I say, this is the spirit of dressing. It's not any expensive clothing when you are going for interview. It's not expensive clothing we advising you to wear. A plain dress is not wear multicolored dress. If you want to wear African print, in some places it's not recommended. Most cases, plain dress. Either the one the divine himself is wearing. We are not saying wear suit. Wear the plain dress, that blue one, the blue one that he's wearing, and tuck in what? A black trouser. If you can put on tie depending on the occasion, fine. And those of you will be doing Zoom interview too, dress properly. So the grooming, cut your hair. You see the two gentlemen on the screen, you see their haircut. Yes. So cut your hair down. You have a beard, trim your beard nicely. I hope you can see the two gentlemen on the screen. You can see their haircut because they meant business. So if you mean business, your haircut should be all down. Your grooming. Me, I even have hair in my nostril. If I don't cut it for a week, it will come out. Within a week, if I don't cut it, it will come out. But that will not speak well of me. That will not speak well of me. So cut your hair nicely when you know you are going for a program of that repute. Cut your hair nicely, and then you'll be fine. Ladies, don't go and wear earrings that will be that will be communicating, that will be attracting maybe earring of what? West Africa, West African map, or earring of African map with Ghana at the down. No, now it's not cool. Then the next one is also researching or reading about what you are going for the interview for. If it's the nursing, you need to read about the nursing, and you know there will be people in the field that will ask you challenging questions. If it is teacher, you need to read about the teaching, the rules, the regulation guiding teaching. If it's about scholarship, you need to read about the scholarship opportunity you are attending the interview for. You need to read about what that particular uh, opportunity. So the three things the man talk about is what your grooming, your physical outlook, cut your hair, your grooming, then your dressing, plain dress. Can you see the screen? Can you see the screen? Are we together? Plain dress like the one the lady is wearing. This outfit. So plain dress like this, plain dress. Put on a plain dress. Ladies, plain dress. Your hair should be neat. White dress, white plain dress. We are not saying go and wear suit, okay? Because at your level or at this level, depending on the interview you are going, you are not required to wear suit. Wear plain dress like the gentleman on the screen, which I believe you can see. When you are going, dress neatly. Don't go and wear expensive suit. Because the things you wear also communicate about you. So if you wear expensive clothing, when you go to the interview, and the interview maybe they are paying 1,000 Ghana cedis for the job, and the dress you wore, the dress or your apparel costs more than 10,000 Ghana cedis, then you are likely not going to be hired. Yes, I've witnessed interview before. People come and they dress like maybe they are traveling abroad. They dress so like no. Depending on the interview, you need to know how to dress. Because if you dress too much, people are scared that they cannot sponsor you. The money they will pay you cannot buy those things. So because of that, you will be stealing from the company. So because of that, they will not employ you. If somebody is going for entry level opportunity or job, should not dress more compared to somebody who is going to for director. If you're on the company already and you're going for director level, that one you will know how to dress. But entry level, plain dress, khaki, black, down, nice shoe, trim your hair, groom your face. If you have plenty beard, like myself, trim it for that purpose. After that, you can grow your hair again. You can grow your hair back to how you want. Because people detest those things. They hate those things. If your face is so bushy, nobody wants to get closer because they are scared. You might be juju man, you might be something. So they are scared and they will not want to associate themselves with you. So dress neatly. Ladies, your hair too. These ones are okay. It should not be so long. That will be attracting more. Yeah, so I think that's it. The communication also speak to the hearing of the people. How do you communicate? You communicate based on what you have read on the internet. If you already read something about the company, both print media and electronic media, then you should be able to say something, say something better and be confident about it. But then if you've not read about the opportunity, it will be difficult for you to tell us. It will be very difficult for you to tell the company or to tell the hiring company what they want. So I think I'll pause here. If you have a question, ask. Okay? Because questions help us to know the other side of whatever we are discussing. I'll pause here and if a question, go ahead. If no question, then we'll end here. Thank you.